Hey, Freedom Family, I'm Mark, and I am so glad that you're here at underscore Freedom for Life underscore, where we give you the tools, the truth, and the knowledge to take you from where you're at to where you're called and created to be. And man, I'm excited about today's conversation because today I'm going to give you the one simple way to make fear a thing of the past. So let's get started, shall we? Hey, and as we're getting started today, could you do me a favor? Could you subscribe and become part of the Freedom Family? We really want you to be a part of what we're doing here. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so that you know of every conversation when we're uploading the content that you need. Hey, and as we're moving towards a fearless life, I'm going to give you 3 steps, not 2, but 3. And they're 3 steps not to just manage it, because we're not meant to manage our fear. We're actually meant to overcome it. So my passion for you is this, that you'd have that expectation as we walk through it today. But before we get started, I have a question for you. Have you ever been afraid? I know it's a silly question because, like with myself, I'm assuming that you've had fear in your life. But here's the thing, I'm not talking about that fear of a friend jumping out from behind a wall or behind a door. I remember when I was early on in my marriage, my wife, she loved to scare me. So I would be coming home and it'd be night or it'd be daytime. It didn't really matter what it was, but she'd be behind a wall or a door and jump out to scare me because she thought it was so amazing. Hey, but that's not the fear I'm talking about. I'm talking about the fear of that anxiousness, that cold feeling that comes over you, that dread that you wake up with in the morning. Not the funny kind of fear of, oh, that was cute and it was a movie and I'm over it, but that real life fear that doesn't just come and go, it comes and it stays. That's the kind of fear that you're not meant to carry. That's the kind of fear that you need to overcome in your life. I know that because I needed to in my life as well. And as we're walking towards this, I really want to give a definition to fear that hopefully will help us here. And that's this. There's empowering fears and there's disempowering fears. An empowering fear is one where, say, I'm standing at the edge of a cliff and I got that butterfly feeling on the inside because it's a cliff. See, that's an empowering fear, and it makes sense. I'm up on a scaffolding. I'm at the edge of a skyscraper or something like that. See, those are empowering fears because they give you pause and understanding that danger is ahead, and there's wisdom that I need to take to make sure that I'm safe. See, a disempowering fear is something completely different. A disempowering fear is me being afraid of a job interview, or me being scared that my life isn't going to turn out well. Those fears that wake you up in the middle of the night, that wake you up in the morning, that walk with you through your day. They're not outcomes that are actually going to happen to harm you other than the one that you make up for yourself. See, disempowering fears are the ones that we want to overcome. We want to break the shackles of. We want to make sure that we don't have. They're the ones that these 3 steps are going to help with. You know that phrase, no fear? It's a lie. It's a lie. There is appropriate times to have fear, but there are times when it should not be driving the car of your life, that it should be in the back seat being quiet like a child that you're hoping to do. So here, let's get started with this. Your first step to overcoming fear in your life is simply this. Pause. I don't know about you, but sometimes my mind can be racing 100 miles an hour. Sometimes I can wake up knowing that there's things that are potentially going to happen and fear comes up. But what you need to do is, first off, do this. Pause. See, in taking that pause, that mental pause, and being able to breathe, in fact, breathing in and breathing out several times, I would recommend 6 just because it works for me. When you're doing that, you're able to stop your mind from focusing on the issue and the challenge and start your mind relaxing momentarily so that you can put adequate, empowering energy towards your issue. So the first step in overcoming fear is doing this. Pause. Stop replaying the issue, stop doing those mental gymnastics, and concentrate on your breathing for a moment. 6 times, one after another, will recenter you and give you the focus you need to move forward. The second step in overcoming fear in your life is what I'll call the diagnosis. We had the pause, now we have the diagnosis, and the diagnosis is not of the issue and the challenge. That'll take care of itself in a moment, but here's the diagnosis. What's going on the inside of me? There's the first thing, which is the emotion, right? I'm feeling fearful, I'm feeling anxious, I'm feeling overwhelmed, I'm feeling hurt. Honestly, assessing that and understanding that gives you the first step towards overcoming that. The second step on that diagnosis is this: okay, this is how I'm feeling, and what's the situation I'm encountering? I'm feeling fearful because I have a job interview and I may not get that job and I really want it. I'm feeling anxious because my finances aren't where they need to be and I've got bills coming up without money to match. So being able to understand and diagnose what's going on not only gives you the opportunity to have solutions, but it gets to put fear in its place, because when I know what I'm facing, I'm able to come up with solutions, not deal with it in fear. Your third step is the reframe. See, the challenge for me is not necessarily circumstances I face, but it's the outcomes that I imagine. So what happens is some challenge comes up, I don't have enough money. Well, that means that I'm not going to pay my bills and I'm going to lose my house, I'm going to be out on the street. There are traumatic and challenging issues that people can have in their lives. But for me, the majority of them really come down to this: I already create an outcome before the experience has happened. And for some reason, sometimes we create an outcome that is the worst one that we could imagine versus the best one that we could hope for. So reframing means this specifically. It means that I'm going to reframe my emotions so that I create my outcome. See, you're not your emotions, you actually have them. We've said it in previous videos like this one here. So I can actually choose my emotion. Well, when I choose my emotion, I actually choose the energy I put into figuring out an outcome. So instead of being fearful that I'm not going to do well on my job interview, I can actually walk in confidently. There's only one difference between somebody confident and somebody fearful, and that's the decision they've made to do it. So I create an emotion, reframe in a way that helps me in confidence and assurance and abilities and fortitude. And in that place, I create the outcome that I am desiring to have happen. And lo and behold, you'll find out in a majority of cases, when you do that, you'll actually have the outcome that you've imagined you would. The outcome that empowers you, that is confidence and allows you to build the life that you're created for. So there's 3 steps to overcoming fear. It's the pause, it's stopping the mental gymnastics, breathing, and recentering. It's the diagnosis and finding out, hey, what's going on the inside and why am I feeling this way? And it's the reframe, not letting life happen to me, but me happening to my life, choosing my emotions, not allowing them to happen on their own. And in choosing my emotions, I actually take the first step towards choosing my outcome. There is so much more that I'd like to tell you here, but take those 3 nuggets, apply them in your life, and I guarantee you the outcome you have is going to be the outcome you desire, not the outcome you fear. It's worked for me and I know it'll work for you. There's more that I could tell you, but we don't have time in this one video. But I want to tell you this. I have a class called Life Mastery. It's actually a course that I've developed over my experience and the abilities that I've received and the teaching that I've learned in teaching hundreds of people to do the same things. I want you to be a part of it, but I have limited registration. So down in the links, you'll find our links to our Instagram and our Facebook account. DM me. I want you to be a part of it, and the class starts May 15th, because there's more than this one nugget. There's actually the ability to have mastery over the whole life that you desire to live. It starts with the class. DM me and let me know. And by the way, my name is Mark, and I'm so glad that you're here at _freedom for life _ where we give you the tools, the truth, and the knowledge to take you from where you're at, fearful or not, to where you're called and created to be. Do me a favor, hit the like button, let me know that something here is resonating with you. Hit a comment down below. Allow us to know what's going on in your life. Maybe share a story of where you were fearful but you overcame it, or let us know a conversation you want to have. I've already talked to you about the links down below, Instagram and Facebook. Hit me up on there, because I want to be a mentor and a coach in your life. I'm excited for your life and would love to be a part of making it happen in the way that you desire. And last but not least, Freedom Family, dominate your day.